My phone has just gone off. It was nothing. It actually didn't go off. And what a way to start Monday Night Raw. The last Monday Night Raw. We're at the go-home show for the Raw brand for No Way Out. And we got some huge matches coming up. Just off the top of my head, I can think of, Yujiro Takahashi, the Tokyo Pimp, Bray Wyatt for the the U.S. titles, the tag titles, Insane versus Motor City Machines. And I was about to say Machine Gun Kelly for some reason. That's awful. Never do that in your TEW games. And most importantly, the main event for Raw, we don't know if it will be a main event in the pay-per-view, will be, in fact, Kofi Kingston, Chris Jericho, The Big Show, triple threat for the WWE Championship. Let's get this bread. Alright, so we're in the New England area in the Fulton Field Arena specifically, in which we have a dark match to open up the show as the audience comes in. Crime Time, haven't had Crime Time gotten over. They get a win over local jobbers, Cloudy and Leslie Butterscotch. When JTP hits the shout out on Cloudy, Leslie Butterscotch was the weak link apparently. He got a 16, Cloudy with a 26. And Crime Time did pretty decent. Shad getting a pretty good performance. What can you do? And we have the segment of Raw as we see Mr. McMahon is shown walking into the office of Raw GM Stone Cold Steve Austin, with Triple H being in there as well. It just seems Mr. McMahon seems pretty pissed off. He seems stressed, with Vince saying, "Hunter, I need to talk to you. This John Cena situation is killing us. Have you found out anything yet?" He goes to Triple H. He goes, "Well, no, but I'm working as hard as I can." And Vince just loses. He says, "Damn it. Do you know how much money the company is losing? The stations, the lawyers, they're driving us up the wall. We already lost millions in The Rock's medical bills, not to mention the studios for the movies he isn't in anymore. Now USA Network's breathing down my neck to calm down SmackDown. This Friday, you and me, Hunter, we have to go talk to Sean. We got to get this straightened up." Steve Austin goes, "Do you need me, Steve? I'll stomp a mud hole in his ass for you." And Vince says, "No, you're needed here on Raw. I saw Big Show and Jericho talking to some dude with a bunch of women. What the hell's going on here anyway?" And then Vince and Hunter leave. And the thing to take out of this, obviously, is that, again, we're playing up the John Cena situation being pretty fucking a big deal. While at the same time, Stone Cold, he kind of feels offended. You could tell at the end of the segment, he feels offended that, that this didn't go exactly the way he wanted it to. That he kind of feels insulted. He's like, I have control of Raw as opposed to Shawn Michaels. And just a little bit of segment there and getting the main feuds over. Anyway, we have a minute little video the announcers put over. We'll be seeing Austin Aries take on Tanahashi. This is in order to gain entrance into a 5-way NXT title match that will be held at Over The Limit for Xavier Woods' NXT title. It hasn't been defended on pay-per-view. This will be the first time, so, 5 competitors. We'll have another match to decide that on as well for the Raw brand. And we'll have, like I said, we'll have Austin Aries taking on Tanahashi. I believe that is next. No. And it is next. In a decent match. A pretty great match for no storyline. No storyline. No, none of that, added stuff. Just a straight-up match. Austin Aries defeats Tanahashi in 15 minutes and 12 seconds via submission with the last chancery. Austin Aries is going to No Way Out to set his sights on the NXT title. Getting a 78, pretty good, too. No improvements. Match got the crowd buzzing, too. So, that's good. Mid-cutters. And we have CM Punk. He's in the ring and he has a microphone and he's talking about Randy Orton. He says, "Randy Orton, you must feel like you're on cloud 9. Your momentum coming into this match we have at Over The Limit must seem awesome. But I'm here to be reality check. I'm here to be that reality check. I'm here to be that wall you're about to run into. All that momentum is going to come crashing down at Over The Limit when you simply go to sleep." Pretty much just a generic Punk promo hyping up his match with Orton, their little grudge match involved in their 3-way feud with The Miz, who's not on the card. And then we have the second of the matches. It's not next, I believe, but later on in the show we see Douglas Williams taking on Dean Ambrose. So England's finest in the Shield, they're coming to blows for the first time for a spot in the NXT title match. And we have the Motor City Machine Guns. They're taking on... Hold on, my phone was just going off. God damn it. Everything wants to ruin this recording. Dang it. It's like, now it actually has gone off. I just feel like an idiot. We have Motor City Machine Guns take on the world's greatest tag team. The Motor City Machine Guns defeat the world's greatest tag team in 19 minutes and 5 seconds when Sabin defeated Shelton Benjamin with a Made in Detroit. We also see, they on commentary for this match. I don't like putting them actually on commentary because there's not enough room anyway. Kevin Steen and Sami Zayn were out there, obviously distracting the Motor City Machines. And but it's not enough as they still pick up the win over the world's greatest tag team. No improvements. Charlie Haas is the only one really dragging this match down. Everyone else did pretty okay for themselves, if I do say so myself. And then the Motor City Machine Guns try to jump in Zayn, Kevin Steen, Sami Zayn. They jump right back and they're just brawling with each other. And all of a sudden, glass shatters as Stone Cold Steve Austin comes down to the ring. He doesn't even talk. He just hands out 4 stunners on each of the men. Taking, I guess, what Mr. McMahon kind of said to heart, he feels disrespected. He feels that Raw needs to set the example. So he sets that example with violence. I don't know if that's the right example you'd want to set, but, more power to Stone Cold Steve Austin. As Raw's GM. I guess he can do whatever he wants. And in a decent match, we have the Tokyo Pimp, Yujiro Takahashi, defeats Chris Hero in 19 minutes into 7s with the Tsushisha Otashi. During the match, Bray Wyatt, the lights flicker for a second, distracting Yujiro, but it's not enough, and he's able to put away Chris Hero in a pretty big upset victory when you think about it, all things considered. And it's also good just to see Yujiro get the win ahead of his match. But we have a promo next. And we have Bray Wyatt cackling on the Titantron that, the first time the smoke and mirrors of the Wyatt family, those old promos. Luke Harper, Eric Rowan stand idly by the leader. In the ring, Takahashi's with his managers, quote unquote, the women, and they're all scared. So he's like, get behind me. And he's shielding the women from Bray Wyatt as he begins to talk. He says, Yujiro Takahashi, the Tokyo Pimp. Lust is one of the 7 deadly sins, my friend. And if you were to pass right now, the devil would have a ball with you. I know you're from a place where people like me don't exist. And I spelled exist wrong because I'm a moron. In Japan, you strike hard, strike fast, strike often. But the thing is, Taka, you've stepped into another world, my world, a world where I am the god. I am not stricken unless I want to, where I am not challenged. I am the challenger. WWE is not simply a place to settle matters in the squared circle, but a place where destiny itself collides with fate. Order and chaos clash in a swirl of violence and hatred. There's a saying out there. What is a king to a god? But what is a pimp to the new face of fear? And then the lights go back out, the Titantron's gone, and Yujiro is set to contemplate these words. Can Yujiro Takahashi, Raw's newest signing, take out Bray Wyatt's WWE Championship reign? We'll have to see. And then we have a decent squash match with JeriShow picking off Pride and Honor, Jay Lethal and Richie Steamboat. I don't know why this was made a slow build. That is my fault. I am a moron. Chris Jericho defeats Jay Lethal with a Walls of Jericho in order to get the win during the match. Pretty decent. I thought there'd be some improvements. I thought maybe they would show something there. But no, pretty much just a basic squash match. About 8 minutes of just them beating the shit out of them. But then after the match, Jericho's, celebrating the victory, and the Big Show kind of whirls him around and he's yelling at Jericho. I guess what would probably be better is Big Show did he hits the knockout punch, but Jericho had hit a blind tag, so Jericho was able to lock in the Walls of Jericho. So now Big Show's all mad in there. He kind of intimidates Chris Jericho so we could get that 100 menace that Big Show's got. I'm not even gonna lie. But some genuine tension kind of between JeriShow. You gotta watch out for that. And then we have a short backstage segment between Madison Lane, AJ Lee, and Beth Phoenix. AJ Lee's walking around. She runs into Madison Lane. They argue, of course, Madison Lane being the one that her title was not defended by. Or, not defended. I can't speak words today. AJ was the one that beat Madison Lane. And then Beth Phoenix comes up, the person that has, this Money in the Bank, shot at AJ. And she's like, hey, I have this shot at the women's title. And AJ is just like, yeah, go away, Beth. No one gives a shit. And Beth seems fucking furious that no one's paying attention to her. Beth Phoenix kind of been the underdog in this match when compared to the young AJ Lee, who's had the title since WrestleMania. We'll just have to see where that keeps going with it. We have another squash match in which Astra Dunla beats Zelina Vega with a Path of Blood. I think this would be the first time a mainstream audience has seen this odd, vampiric-like woman, almost gangrelish-like, come down to the ring and take out her foe. Funny enough, I literally had no idea this was Zelina Vega. I poached her off of TNA, and I forgot that she was in TNA. So I named her accordingly. So Thea Fly, I think that was her name, is no more. It's Zelina Vega. Don't question me. And then we have Kofi Kingston. He's backstage. He's got a microphone. He's like, Big Show, you're kind of acting like a tool. You got to win over two young superstars. That's pretty impressive considering, you barely win matches anymore. You should be thankful for Chris. I'd feel sorry for Chris if he wasn't the one trying to come after my WWE Championship. But, I'm going to go out here. I have a match with Antonio Cesaro. Great kid. Going to be a great match probably. And I just wanted to say, Big Show, it doesn't matter if you turn on Jericho or not. I'm still going to be WWE Champion. So some kind words from the WWE Champion, Kofi Kingston. To which we now cut to that match. And in a 90 A-star match, really, really good. The match kind of dragged to keep a long... Oh, it was all out. Oh, I should have hit the, and I think I said steal the show, so that would have been better. But still, a 90 match from Cesaro is still pretty awesome. Kofi Kingston defeats Cesaro with the Trouble in Paradise. This is due to the fact that Chris Jericho runs out and is trying to distract Cesaro. And then Big Show comes out and he's like, you're not doing it right. There's some more audience. Big Show goes to hit the KO punch, accidentally hits Cesaro, who runs into a Trouble in Paradise, with Kofi Kingston getting the win. And then we end the show with Kofi Kingston holding his WWE title aloft, saying, I'm still the champion, doing the generic pose with Big Show and Chris Jericho in the ring. And Big Show and Chris Jericho aren't even looking at Kofi Kingston or the title. They're looking at each other. Can JeriShow survive this? I just hit the damn audio button. Can this team survive Over the Limit? Maybe they are over their limits, but on Waka Waka. And that's how we're going to end this Raw and see how we did overall. 93A, I thought it might have got a little bit of hit, but, it's good to see I can experiment with some stuff. So, we got, pretty good Raw, the last Raw of the series. And I just wanted to say thanks for watching. As I'm recording this, I'm still waiting on the PC. By the time this goes up, this will be outdated news, but in case that's why uploads are coming to a standstill, I might be trying to convert stuff over to this new PC to record and stuff, so we'll have that. I'm going to try and get Over the Limit done and recorded, so I'll have that as like a thing. But I'll see you all again on the last episode of SmackDown.